I was called from Lawrence Livermore Labs in California by a Ph.D. physicist there. He said to me, Mr. Randi, I should inform you that I believe your $1 million prize has to be forfeited. I said, oh, do tell. Really worried, really worried. I had sweat broke out and beads on my forehead. And I said, why is that? Well, because we have a gentleman visiting from Israel here. He's an admirer of Uri Geller. Remember Uri Geller used to bend spoons and things like that? Wow. And his name is Ronnie Marcus, and he can do absolutely wonderful things, and we put him through a series of tests here. I said, well, describe to me the test. He said, well, the one that really has us convinced that he does have psychic powers is an experiment in telekinesis. I said, do tell, what is it? He said, well, he asked us to get him a small box of matches, and we went out to the store and we purchased these. Two of us went to make sure there was no substitution. They're being scientific, you see. And we brought it back to the lab, and we weighed it within a few micrograms. And we tested one of the matches, lit it, yes. Yeah, phosphorus, sulfur, the whole thing. Yeah, that's a real match, okay. Uh-huh. And we examined it with infrared light, and we photographed it with polarized light, and it's indeed a perfectly ordinary box of matches. So then we gave it to Ronnie Marcus, and Ronnie Marcus did the following demonstration with it. He simply put it on the back of his hand, and then while we watched, and we watched very carefully, he concentrated, and very slowly the box of matches rose in the air and stood up on the back of his hand. And then he told the box of matches, go down. The box of matches obeyed him. Now, we don't know how that's done. We've worked on this for a long time now, but we have the faintest notion how it's being done. My response was, do you have a fax machine? Oh, yes. Would you give me the number of the fax machine, please? And give me a call after I send you a fax. Gave me the number. I went to my library and I took down from the shelf a big, thick book, oh, pardon me, a big, thick book called Impromptu Magic by Martin Gardner. Good old Martin Gardner. Page 74. The standing matchbox trick. And it says, get a new box of matches, take out some of the matches to decrease the weight, leave it open about 3/8 of an inch at one end as you place it down the back of your hand, and as you close it, pinch some of the skin on the back of your hand into the matchbox like that, and then simply by tensing the skin on the back of your hand, the matchbox will stand up and then it will go back down again, you see? I faxed this page to Lawrence Livermore Laboratories. That was 4 years ago. Hello? Are you there? Lawrence, Mr. Livermore, are you there? No response from then on, and Ronnie Marcus went back to Israel somewhat defeated. And these are simple kids' tricks that you do at the party instead of having to put the lampshade on your head and run around naked to entertain people. The matchbox tricks is much better, I can assure you. Well, with some people it might not be. But that is how simple these things are, and it fooled a whole room full of Ph.Ds. Incredible, but you see the assumption is I'm well educated and I'm intelligent. I got a high IQ, so anything I see and I don't understand is supernatural. Not necessarily. Education doesn't make you smart, it only makes you educated. So while you're getting educated, Princeton, get smart at the same time. Remember, that's important. What is smart? What's the difference in smart? There's a big difference.